So while consistency is going to get you far in helping your ideal clients remember you, using a story-based framework in your marketing is going to take you even further. In fact, people are 22 times more likely to remember story based on marketing. I think the average attention span of humans has decreased to like 8 seconds or less. So it's vital to capture your audience's attention quickly and effectively. And story is proven to be the most effective way to do this because the simple fact is that we love and remember stories.
Hey there, you're listening to the Priority Pursuit podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping small business owners and leaders define, maintain, and pursue both their personal and business priorities so they can build lives and businesses they love.
We're your hosts, Kelly Rice and Victoria Rayburn, and today we're going to kick off this episode with a little example that reflects most of the conversations we're having with small business owners right now.
Yep, as awkward as this little skit is going to be, I am going to be a small business owner looking for marketing advice, and Kelly is going to be herself.
Okay, so this is kind of how we kick off more like our discovery meeting. So are you guys ready? Here we go. This is going to be an acting masterpiece. Here we go. So, hey, Victoria, I'd like to spend our time together today talking about how you're currently marketing your business, what kind of results you're getting, and what your biggest challenges are.
Yeah, sure. When it comes to marketing, I feel like we do a lot. I mean, we have a website that tells people why we're the best at what we do, why they should choose us, and lists our services. We have all the social media accounts, but honestly, we're really busy, so we only post when we have time. I've made a few reels. They don't get a lot of traction. We've done social media ads on Facebook before, but I feel like we spent a lot of money and didn't get any sales from it. We also blog when we have time, and I have used ChatGPT for a couple blogs, which made it easier, but I just copy and pasted what it gave me into a blog. So that was nice, but unfortunately it didn't bring any business in. We do have an email list, but we don't send regular emails. We pretty much just use it when business is slow and when we need more customers. Oh, and also I spend a lot of time on TikTok. So when I see something that someone recommends, I'll try it if I have time. And I've also been meaning to learn more about SEO because I've heard that ranking on Google is what we need to do, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So basically, yeah, my team and we're just really busy. So we just market our business when we have time and when business gets slow.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing all of that information. So other than not really getting sales from your Facebook ads and your blogs, what kind of results are you getting from your other marketing efforts?
We'll see a small increase in sales here and there when I send out an email or post a big sale to social media, but nothing that really warrants the work we're putting in or the money that we're spending.
Oh yeah, I totally get that. So I just want to be clear. You don't have a written marketing strategy that helps guide you on what you should be doing or kind of helps you manage your marketing budget?
I mean, we're doing a lot of marketing things. I mean, we're doing all the things that they say you're supposed to do. We just aren't always consistent, I guess. And as far as a budget, I just kind of guess what we should be spending when it comes to ads or if we advertise somewhere. So I guess, no, we don't really have a marketing strategy.
Okay. Fair enough. What do you think are your biggest challenges when it comes to marketing?
Well, in my opinion, I feel like we don't really know what we should be doing and we end up wasting a lot of time and money. I haven't made marketing a priority because there are so many other things that I have to do. So it just kind of gets done when we can. And I know we need to do better.
Okay. So for the record, Victoria and I aren't going to become actors, but
I think that was great. Come on.
But I literally can't tell you how many times we've had almost that exact same conversation with small business owners. And this is because so often they put marketing on the back burner because their plates are full and they don't have time to become marketing experts themselves. As a result, marketing gets moved to the very bottom of their to-do lists. They try tactics here and there without seeing lasting results. And then they panic when business stops coming in and they have to make what we are considering, haphazard marketing choices. And I understand this, but I want to make two things clear. First, doing marketing things and then operating from a marketing strategy are not one and the same. They're not the same. And then second, having an effective marketing strategy is critical to long-term consistent success. So in case you don't believe me, and you haven't listened to a single episode of Priority Pursuit where we've told you that this is really important, we're going to break down 5 reasons why your small business needs a marketing strategy. And then we're going to give you one that you can actually begin to implement today.
Yeah, first, operating from a marketing strategy, it gives you and your team clarity and structure and prevents chaos. And I know you know exactly what I am talking about. How often have you put your marketing on the back burner simply because you don't know what to focus on? Or how many times have you sat down to, quote unquote, work on your marketing and not even put in a dent because you don't know where to start or what to work on? This is why you need to develop a marketing strategy, as it will help you define what's important, set sales and marketing goals, and then create a plan of action to achieve those goals. For example, your marketing strategy should detail which social media platforms you should be using to reach your ideal clients, so you aren't wasting time or energy on platforms that your ideal clients simply don't engage with. Just for example, let's say your target audience is senior citizens. Chances are you should not be on TikTok. Just don't waste your time. And your marketing strategy is going to help you determine that.
Right.
Basically, unless you have a long-term plan with clear actionable steps, you don't know what to work on or what to prioritize. Instead, you will likely find yourself failing to prioritize your marketing altogether, which prevents business growth, and trying one marketing tactic after another without seeing results, which again wastes time and money. And this is only going to lead to frustration, burnout, and straight up chaos. However, when you let an effective marketing strategy serve as your compass, you can say goodbye to uncertainty and confidently market and steer your business toward the growth you want to see.
Exactly. And we're going to get into other reasons to have a marketing strategy, but this is reason enough to develop and work from one, because every small business works in chaos. Let's make it structured chaos, right?
Yeah.
With having a marketing plan. You're probably used to wearing like multiple hats and putting out fires and learning things on the fly, but I think that you'll agree with me when I say that that is exhausting. And I totally know that from experience. So if you consistently feel like things in your business are flailing, take the time to develop your marketing strategy and systems, because they will make your life so much easier and your business much more successful. And if you don't know where to start, follow the strategy that we're going to discuss today, or consult with a marketing expert that you trust, not just somebody on TikTok, but somebody that you trust, right?
Exactly. That said, really quick on that note, I do want to make it clear that you need to operate from an effective marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Well, like we said at the top of this episode, we are going to share a strategy we recommend using, but please, please, please be sure to use a strategy that is proven to deliver results and is backed by data. Otherwise, you're wasting time, money, and resources. Even if things are a little less chaotic, you still have to have a plan that works.
Right. And I'm glad you said that, because that brings me to one of the things that I want to make sure that we discuss. And that is, having a marketing strategy allows you to use your time, your marketing budget, and all of your other resources wisely, including if you have a team or if you've hired a VA or, third party people, all of that. So I know we've already touched on this a little bit, but your marketing strategy should detail which marketing tactics you should be focusing on based on your ideal clients. So for example, maybe your ideal client doesn't use TikTok, but they check LinkedIn every day and listen to podcasts all day long. And you would know this if you developed your marketing guiding statements and understood your audience, right? So as a result, your strategy probably shouldn't include TikTok, even though that you may personally love using that platform. Instead, it's going to detail the fact that you need to be active on LinkedIn, and that you should probably look into starting a podcast, especially if that's where your best customers are getting all of their information. So when you operate from a marketing strategy, you'll be able to determine how to best spend your time so that you can see results and not waste your time, which is, in my opinion, and probably yours too, Victoria, arguably the most valuable commodity that you have as a business owner is your time, right?
Yes.
So using a marketing strategy is also going to help you determine how to use your budget wisely. So for example, you may need to invest in an agency or a team member to help you launch a podcast, which we talked about, or your strategy may call for investing in social media or Google ads. But basically, when you operate from a marketing strategy that is designed to help you reach and connect with and convert with your ideal clients, you can ensure that your budget is invested in the most wise and strategic places as opposed to guessing, or like being taken advantage of by a slick salesman, because we've all been there. We've all been sold something that we're like, oh, this is the next best thing since sliced bread. And then we get into it and we're like, I just wasted a whole bunch of time and effort. And having a marketing plan will help you avoid that.
Yes. And speaking of reaching, connecting with, and converting your ideal client, when you have an effective marketing strategy, you can attract your ideal customers. And as a bonus, and please know I mean this very nicely, repel those who just aren't a good fit for your business. You see, an effective marketing strategy is always going to start with identifying and understanding your ideal client, who are the customers you are best suited to work with. From there, you're going to create messaging that speaks directly to your ideal client so that you can connect with and ultimately convert them. But basically, you have to determine exactly what your ideal customers need to hear to make them want to work with you. Then once you have your messaging, your marketing strategy is more or less going to help you determine where to put your messaging and what kind of content you need to create in order to reach and attract your ideal clients. This is important for a few reasons, but basically when you work with those you are best suited to serve, as opposed to those who just aren't the right fit, you will have a higher customer satisfaction rate. You'll have more customer loyalty. And this is only going to result in more repeat business and referrals. Additionally, your ideal clients are more likely to appreciate and benefit from your products or services, which leads to better outcomes, stronger brand recognition, and ultimately more profits. So basically, when you have a marketing strategy that helps you attract your ideal customers, this is only going to help your business grow. Plus, you and your team are simply going to enjoy your jobs more when you work with clients or customers you're well suited to serve and whom you actually like. Again, I mean this all very lovingly. And just who does not want that?
Right. And if you've ever worked with someone who simply isn't your ideal client, I mean, you really know how draining that can be, right?
Exactly. But all that to say, when you operate from an effective marketing strategy, you can attract the customers that you are meant to serve.
Right. And I mean, all of that is extremely important, right? Because if you don't identify your audience correctly and serving your ideal clients well, everything just becomes more chaos. And you guys already know that. But if you operate from a marketing strategy, it's also going to help your prospects and even your current customers connect and remember you. And this is important because people rarely purchase something the first time that they see it or they hear about it. Have you ever heard of the rule of 7? It's a marketing principle that really says that customers need to see your brand at least 7 times before they commit to a purchase decision. So if you keep that in mind, a big part of why small businesses don't really see success with their marketing beyond not having a plan of action is simply because they're inconsistent. They market their business as they have time, but because their prospects aren't regularly seeing content from them, they don't make purchases because they don't remember them. They don't see who they are. They're not top of mind awareness.
Exactly. And I'm sure when you think about your own purchasing habits, this makes a lot of sense. I mean, okay, so since we found out we were expecting, 3 separate friends have told me about the importance of getting a life vac, which I didn't know what it was until this point. But so in case you aren't familiar, this is a rescue device for choking. And they're all like, yeah, when your kid starts eating purees and solids, you got to make sure you have this. Okay, whatever. Okay, so friends had mentioned it. And then about a week ago, I started getting ads for it. And after 3 days of my Instagram feed being filled with ads, I finally made the purchase. And honestly, if it weren't for those consistent ads, which, okay, told some very scary stories, by the way, like props to them, but also like, oh, it caused me so much anxiety. But yeah, I don't know if I ever would have remembered to make the purchase had I not seen those ads consistently.
And that is such a good example, really, for just about everything. And that's why it's so important to really understand your audience and use a marketing strategy, because in addition to helping you determine what to say, it will help you determine things like how often you should be posting to social media, when you should be releasing new content, and exactly what you need to be doing when, so that you can create messaging and consistency that helps prospects remember you. So Victoria, you mentioned that LifeFacts ads were story based. So while consistency is going to get you far in helping your ideal clients remember you, using a story based framework in your marketing is going to take you even further. So in fact, people are 22 times more likely to remember story based on marketing. So basically I think the average attention span of humans has decreased to like 8 seconds or less. So it's vital to capture your audience's attention quickly and effectively. And story is proven to be the most effective way to do this, because the simple fact is that we love and remember stories, even if they scare the crap out of us, like this one did for you. But you also you had the stories, but then we also had the consistency of your other friends talking about this and ads coming in and all of that. So while very few of us can retain lists of facts and statistics, research shows that using elements of story can make us 22 times more likely to remember something, including a business and a product, which is exactly what happened to you. So they clearly did it right. And really, this is because stories have the unique ability to bypass the analytical part of our brains and resonate with our emotions. And that makes them more memorable than just a plain list of features or benefits. So I know that we're going to discuss the marketing strategy we recommend for small businesses, which is story-based, in just a bit. But if you would like to learn more about the power of storytelling in marketing, we'll include a link in the show notes to an article called Why Small Businesses Should Use Storytelling in Marketing. And I promise if you read it, you'll be like, oh, this makes so much sense. And then you can apply it to how you actually make your buying decisions and see how story actually influences that. So remember, the reason that you need to have a story-based marketing strategy is that you can consistently market your business so that prospects and current customers will connect and remember you. That is key.
What would you do with an extra 45 minutes every workday? That would save you 16 hours a month, or roughly 8 days a year. And over the course of your career, we're talking about over 1 year of your life saved. All that time back. Well, many independent business owners spend far more than 45 minutes a day on administrative tasks. And with HoneyBook, you can get that time back and then some. HoneyBook lets you easily manage projects, contracts, invoices, scheduling, and client communication, saving you time and allowing you to better serve your clients. For a discount on your first year of HoneyBook, visit honeybook.com and subscribe with the code PriorityPursuit. 45 minutes a day adds up quickly. Use it to focus on what matters most.
Many small businesses don't have an effective marketing strategy, and because of this, they try one tactic after another without seeing results. This not only prevents consistent business growth, it makes managing marketing efforts more difficult than it should be. As a marketing agency for small businesses, we understand how frustrating it can be when hard work doesn't deliver the results that you want. Because of this, TreeFrog has developed a proven 4-step marketing system that will help any small business grow. On our website, you can also schedule a 30-minute discovery call to discuss working with TreeFrog to build a marketing strategy that will allow your small business to finally see the growth you've been working so hard to achieve.
Absolutely. Consistency in story can make all the difference in the effectiveness of your marketing. Okay, last but not least, you need a marketing strategy because your business simply cannot get to the next level without an effective marketing strategy. Hard work, great products and services, and exceptional customer service are all key factors in building a successful small business. However, these things can only take you so far. In fact, most small businesses plateau or fail to get to the next level, or honestly, just fail to keep their doors open simply because their marketing isn't equipped to take them any further or even to give them stability. So yes, offering great products and services and serving your customers well is going to result in referrals. And do not get me wrong, as a small business, referrals are so important. In fact, 92% of people are more likely to trust businesses that friends recommend, and referred customers have a 16% higher lifetime value than the average customer, meaning referred customers are going to be some of the easiest sales you make and your most profitable clients. However, if your business depends on referrals and word of mouth alone, your growth is limited. Essentially, you're leaving your success up to others because your business is only going to grow if your customers choose to share your business information. And honestly, most small businesses don't have a referral strategy or systems in place to encourage referrals in the first place. So growing a business only through referrals, it can just be really stinking hard. So when you have an effective marketing strategy, though, you can reach new prospects, making your growth more or less limitless. To make this last reason short and sweet, your growth is limited unless you have an effective marketing strategy with clear steps and objectives that deliver results.
And I want to jump back to when you were talking about how you can't necessarily build a business on referrals alone. Mm-hmm. And your example actually proves that, because you had 2 or 3 friends that said, hey, you need to do this. And then you're like, oh yeah, but it quickly went out of your mind until you saw those ads. So yes, referrals are important, but you also need to have those other revenue or other tactics in there to kind of drive those home. So again, if you're just, sitting there or your whole marketing strategy is, well, people will tell about it. Well, Victoria probably wouldn't have bought that life hack unless they did ads as well. So I mean, the referrals are great, but.
And on that note too, honestly, so it's like friends referred, started seeing those ads. And then you know how it is. You engage with one ad and then you start seeing competitors' ads as well. I ultimately went with LifeVac, not because I even bothered to look at reviews. Honestly, it was just like, this is the brand that was consistently recommended by 3 friends. I could have gone with, I don't know, the 3 other brands that I'm like, oh man, my feed has been filled with so much choking lately. I hope they know now I've purchased this thing and they will just leave me alone.
Right. It's like, okay, I got these referrals and now my phone is deliver me all of these ads. So clearly we're being listened to, but that's a whole other conversation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I do want to recap what we kind of talked about why it's so important for small businesses to have a marketing strategy, because 1, it gives you clarity and structure so that you know which marketing tactics to focus on and honestly ones to not focus on. It allows you to use your time and your budget and your other resources wisely. And when I talk about resources, I mean like your human resources, your money resources, your time resources, all of that type of stuff. And then 3rd, you can attract your ideal customers, which, clearly comes with several benefits, because you want 100 of your best customers. You don't want 100 of I would rather not work with you again customers, right? A story-based marketing strategy enables you to be remembered, and your business cannot get to the next level without an effective marketing strategy. I mean, we've seen that time and time and time again.
Yes. For those 5 reasons, and honestly, several others, but we want to keep this episode as short and sweet as we can, you need to be operating from a marketing strategy. Like, I want to put it on a t-shirt so people can see it all the time.
Right.
But not marketing like your business or trying various tactics when you have free time. It's never going to give you the results that you want. And we also all know that we never have free time. You're a small business owner. You have a personal life. I don't know when you think you're going to find free time, but it's rare. And when you find some, please just take a break, take a nap, rest a little bit. But yes, you need a marketing strategy with clear steps and objectives.
Yeah. And on that note, as we promised earlier in the episode, we want to share a marketing strategy with you that is proven to work for small businesses. And it's called the Flywheel marketing method.
So we have done several episodes on this strategy, but in case you aren't familiar with the Flywheel marketing method, this is the exact strategy we use for nearly all of our agency clients because it's proven to work for small businesses. I mean, some of our clients have truly seen up to 800% growth as a result of this strategy. Now, this is also the strategy I actually used as a wedding photographer that allowed me to meet my booking goals year after year and become entirely self-employed, which is one of the reasons I'm so passionate about it and why I don't shut up about it, in all honesty. But simply, the Flywheel marketing method is a marketing strategy where your website and online marketing efforts are in sync and function as a flywheel to continually produce results. So in case you aren't mechanically inclined, a flywheel is a mechanical device used to store rotational energy. A flywheel includes a heavy wheel or disc that's mounted on an axle that rotates. Flywheels are different from regular wheels and that flywheels store energy, allowing them to rotate and function from their built-up energy reserve, even when new energy isn't being applied. So just as an example, and I know we go back to this example all the time. So if you were sick of hearing about the flywheel marketing method, I'm so sorry. But also if you haven't implemented it, why not? Because we keep talking about it. But think about a hand crank flashlight. When you rotate the crank, you're going to give its flywheel energy, which the flashlight stores. So because of this, when you need to use the flashlight, you don't have to crank the wheel to keep the light on. Instead, the flashlight uses its stored energy from its flywheel to power the flashlight's bulb. So with a hand crank flashlight, if you apply energy up front, you're going to have light for a long time. And in the same way, when you use the flywheel marketing method, you or your marketing team are going to need to put in quite a bit of work up front. Then your marketing is more or less going to continue to work on its own, just requiring minimal maintenance.
All right. And we've talked about this for so long and even used the crank flashlight as an example. I feel like I need to be Vanna White and be like, this is a crank flashlight. This is what you do. Do you see the light? But in all honesty, as a marketing agency that serves small businesses, we recommend the flywheel marketing method for almost all businesses because one, it's proven to work. You know, it's like Victoria said, our clients have experienced up to 800% growth as a result of this strategy. And once your flywheel system is built, your marketing will essentially continue to work on its own, which is ideal for small businesses that want to see big and consistent results. So basically, when you use the flywheel marketing method, you can feel confident that your marketing strategy, you can feel confident in the marketing strategy, right? Instead of trying one tactic after another or like, oh no, sales are low. Let's throw out an email. Like you will have the systems in place to do the things that you need to do that we've been talking about today. It will prevent the time and income loss that comes with, again, trying the one ineffective marketing tactic after another. And it will help you focus on the other aspects of your business because you shouldn't have to focus all of your time or all of your extra time or whatever it is on marketing because there's so many other things that you probably need to be doing, right? Going back to, I wear 72 hats today.
Absolutely. So y'all, again, we have done several episodes about this strategy, but we also have a free guide that walks you through the flywheel marketing method in full. This guide breaks down every step of the exact marketing strategy we use for our agency clients. And whether you want to implement the strategy on your own or just better understand it, we would love to share it with you. So to access the most effective marketing strategy for small businesses, the flywheel marketing method, visit the link in the show notes or go to treefrogmarketing.com/flywheel. Again, to access this guide, which walks you through every step, check out the link in the show notes or go to treefrogmarketing.com/flywheel.
Right. And the reality of it is that you work too hard for your business's growth to be limited by poor marketing. So please don't let a lack of having a marketing strategy stand in the way of reaching your goals, especially now that we've given you one. You don't even have to think about what should I do, right?
Yes. Okay. So we're obviously super passionate about this and can talk about why you need a strategy and specifically the flywheel marketing method for ours. Just because, you know, there's nothing we want more than to see your small business to succeed. So on that note, don't forget to check out the flywheel marketing guide in the show notes or at treefrogmarketing.com/flywheel. And thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Priority Pursuit podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, we hope you'll take a moment to share it with your small business friends, to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, and that you'll join us next week for even more marketing, boundary, and priority-driven tactics you can use to build a life and a small business that you love.